You now tuned in to Live Studio Vibes. If you love music and want to see how the vibes are created, sit back and relax. Recording sessions, interviews, discussions, music reviews, and trending topics. It's time to create some vibes, y'all.
What's the vibe? It's Live Studio Vibes, y'all. We are back with another episode. Today, I'm your host, Rissa B, of course. We got Chop in the building. We got OTR in the building. And today, we got BulletProof in the building.
That's right.
Hey, let's go.
How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate y'all having me out.
Man, I appreciate your presence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we dive in, let the people know who you are, where you're from.
Absolutely. Well, first off, my name is BulletProof. I am from Tallahassee, Florida. Raised in Crawfordville, Florida, right outside of Tallahassee, Florida.
All right.
Yeah, this is my hometown. I've been here my whole life,
Okay.
but I have traveled and went other places performing, different things like that. I've been an artist pretty much, in some way, shape, or form my whole life.
Okay.
Whether it was with school or whether it was with my friends, just freestyling, rapping.
Right.
Or all the way into making music now today. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm just a down south white boy that loves hip hop, that loves collabing, and loves writing music.
Okay, all right. That's BulletProof, y'all.
That's right.
Hey, all right. Now, what did your life look like before music?
Oh, wow.
Before music.
Well, like I said, I did play football.
Okay.
So there was a time, represent for Wakulla High.
Hey.
But, I thought that was going to be my dream. I really did think that was going to take me to the next place, and those futures weren't necessarily written out and permanent. So, change of course through the years, I had my mom by my side, and that was really all I had for family. I didn't even really know my dad.
Okay.
And, my oldest brother wasn't really around. I lost my brother a little bit. He was about a year or so underneath my oldest brother. Lost him like 10 years ago.
Wow.
But I have a younger brother as well. So I kind of was just trying to find myself partying and hanging out. I was doing a lot of that, a lot of hanging out in the streets.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of stuff by doing so. Not necessarily the greatest things.
Right.
But I will say this, it taught me a lot about being thankful for even the little things.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many of us people out here struggling and having it really hard. And they're doing whatever they can to really make ends meet. You know what I mean? And you can't hate on their grind. You can't hate on their hustle. I get it. It might not be exactly eye to eye for what somebody else believes is right or wrong. Yeah. But they're out here doing what they have to for their families. Yeah. And, Absolutely. I can relate to that.
Yeah. And then like your shirt says, it says mistakes made. So, what's the first part? What's the top? What's the top say?
Certified.
Boom, certified. It says mistakes made, lessons learned.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And I stand on that.
What you just said, yeah.
And you should. Constantly in life, you should never get stale on learning. You should constantly be in a sense of like, what can I learn? What can I do better? How am I going to elevate? The moment that you become like stale or you allow yourself to start thinking like, man, I think it just like, it'll start bogging you down. So speak it into existence.
Come on now.
Speak it into existence. Like if you believe in yourself, trust me, it doesn't matter at first when you start that nobody else believes in your movement, okay? It does not matter.
You gotta believe first.
You.
Initially, right.
Absolutely,
right.
Because you're going to sell the product.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
And who wants to put bad product out? So if you're going to sell the product the best that you can.
Absolutely.
Product is bulletproof, by the way.
BulletProof. Okay. Now, how did you come up with BulletProof? Like, where did that come from?
I knew that question would be asked.
Yes.
And it's good because I'm really glad to be able to say this out loud, live, so everybody can kind of hear this. But it's kind of superstition because like I didn't really have bullet or proof necessarily ever written in a nickname or anything like that. But I went by Florida Boy when I first started rapping. That's kind of what I just came up with at first. And Florida Boy kind of stuck. I got tattooed of it and all that. But at the same time, like Florida Boy didn't represent who I was.
Okay.
You know, it represented like a whole, like Florida. Right. You know, it was a lot to think about, like just trying to stand out on that.
Yeah.
So I kind of looked inside and was like, what can separate myself again from other artists? What can be catchy but also have a good meaning?
Yeah.
And so I came up with Bulletproof because I was thinking about what is resilient, what is unpenetrable, what is unbreakable, light on its feet, you know, not easily shattered, broken, or disturbed.
Okay.
So I was thinking, what would that be? Mountain rock, you know, things like that? No. Kevlar and bulletproof, right? So I didn't want to do the Kevlar, of course. Let's just be real.
Okay.
But I came up with bulletproof, and it kind of stuck because, you know what? Like, showing the proof that the bullet cannot penetrate. And the bullet is hate, negativity.
Come on.
Violence. Oh man, I mean, come on, right?
Like, yeah.
So I stand against it. You know, when times get tough, I want to be that person to say, like, you can do this. Like I know it's tough, and I know right now you feel like I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm weighed down. I ain't got nobody in my corner. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I ain't trying to get on my preaching thing, but you know, God's always there. God's always there, and that's what's kind of been my backbone.
Yes,
and that was because I was raised up in the church.
Yeah,
but ultimately, that was my foundation.
Yeah.
And without that foundation, ultimately, Bulletproof would not even be who he is today. Stand against all odds. Be bulletproof. When you wear my shirt, you stand against all the odds of everybody else around you saying that you can't do something. Stand up against that. We all
that you can.
To be on that, right?
Know that you can.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
You can do all things now. Come on now. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I love it. Now, what artists inspire Bulletproof? What artists inspire your sound, your style, your creativity, just who you are?
I don't want to be like that rapper that's like calls out these big name rappers and be like, everybody else does that. But I grew up in the 90s.
Yes, me too.
Who was substantial in the 90s? Let's know. We all know the answer.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I grew up on Tupac, listening to Tupac on everything.
Right.
Really, my homies, we all love Tupac too, so we'd be out there playing spades, whatever. You know, rapping with Tupac.
Playing. Right.
And that was obviously what everybody wanted to sound like. Let's just be real. It was either Biggie or Tupac, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to Wu-Tang.
Okay, for sure.
Let's be real.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? They were big time back then too.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs.
Yeah. My God.
And
come
you know, and another.
Now you dropping some
Crossroads. I mean, come
names.
on. And then, really, then it kind of got into a little later in the 90s, which I would have to say like the 50 Cents.
Okay.
Eminem's.
Okay. Yeah.
Outkast, the Ludas. That was the people that really influenced me. I was like, man, when I heard them, T.I., I wanted to rap like that. I wanted to have that kind of swag. You know what I mean?
So exactly, and that was leading into my next question. So that's kind of sort of how you found your flow as an artist.
Absolutely.
Wow. Salute to those.
Yeah. Shout out to all the major ones out there that laid the foundation, right?
Yes, sir. Now, of those, and if it's not of those, who's your favorite artist?
So I would definitely have to say, man, it'd have to be like probably be Tupac or like I said, like Luda, 50 Cent.
All right. Yeah, so you got a couple favorites.
I don't really have one. It's so hard to put one in a category. Right. I guess if I really had to,
top five. Top five.
Hey, right now I'm gonna tell you top five. One of the artists in that top five is Rissa.
Oh.
Yeah, signed to Tech 9.
Okay.
You know, he was signed to Tech 9. Now he's doing his own thing. But Strange Music picked him up. They found him. I think it was Yellow Wolf and them was actually who found this guy.
Okay.
Gwinnett, Georgia. Shout out to Gwinnett, Georgia.
That's like
I had some family lived in Gwinnett.
Yeah.
And so he's spitting, man. I mean, like I haven't heard really a lot of white folk be rapping like that.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look him up.
That's one. Of course, Jelly Roll's a big influence.
Okay, yeah.
Jelly Roll's been a big influence.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Let's be real. Blanco, you know, he's tatted from head to toe, but man, he does got some bars that are sick. So we're at like 2 and 1.
Yeah.
I would have to say like 2 would be let's see, what am I bumping in the car all the time?
What's
let's
on
see.
Your playlist right now?
I would have to say it's what is them boys from Texas? I mean, Big X the Plug. It had to be Big Walt Dog. It had to be Mexican OT. It had to be them guys. Like literally, that's Ritz. Them guys is on my playlist right now, and you know I can just vibe out with them spitting. They're so good with their words.
Now we're gonna run it back right quick, Bulletproof. We're gonna run it back right quick. Now, if you signed a Mills deal right now today, what would your first purchase be? So,
to be real, without going into any lengths, long story short, the lady that I've been with for 10 years, her name's Katie. And when we first got together, she was the perfect partner, you know, had a drive like no other. It was what attracted me to her the most, and her smile, of course. But, you know, 7 years ago, she came down with, after graduating culinary arts school, being hired at Florida State's as an assistant chef at the sorority house. Ended up getting MS, multiple sclerosis. And let me bring a little bit of awareness to this just for a second. Like nobody really talks about MS a lot because it's not something you always hear. And some people that have MS, you might not even know they even have it. But ultimately, hers is what they would call almost like a primary progressive in a way. It's not. I hope she's not hearing this and thinking that I'm trying to tell her business, but
it's love.
It's a rough one.
It's all
a rough
love.
One.
It's all love, Katie. It's all love.
And it's not easy. There is nothing easy about it. And all it has done is take from her. So ultimately, if I could get $1 million today, she would have whatever dream she wants or whatever she wanted to do. She'd have that first and foremost.
Beautiful.
Now, I would have said it would be for my mom. My mom would have been first on my list. Let me just make that right. My mom would have been first. Okay, so if my mom was still here today, mom would have been number 1. I would have had her set up in the whatever she wanted.
Good, she good.
But you know, my mom, I lost my mom. Going on 2 years come February or December. I'm sorry, December. So it's been really rough on that. I don't even know if I've even really grieved or even really.
Bro, you got to take the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so hard when you're on the go. I've got my relationship, you know, with Katie, taking care of her, making sure that things are necessities for her when I'm going to work. And when I'm working that real job, like from 6 in the morning to like 4:30, 5:30 in the evening time.
Hours.
And I'm making time for my music. I'm making time for my interviews, my podcast.
And for Katie.
And for Katie, And so it's been really hard juggling all of it. But, you know, like I said, my foundation is what keeps me going. And that's the fact that Jesus has always given me a strong back, strong will. He's made me strong.
Come on,
I've made it through some really hard stuff that other people would not even comprehend or understand. My boy Chris Johnson, things that we've done when I was a kid. Or not a kid, but like as a young adolescent, like coming up, learning myself, like doing stupid stuff, like knocking people out. I was that guy, you know. God, dog. Everybody knew me as that. But you know, life taught me a lesson, and I want to be more of a person that educates and helps people be greater than that, because you don't have to be that type of person. It's one thing to stand on foundation, to stand on business, but at the same time, look, humbleness, love, compassion, integrity, character, all those things bring you so much in this world, more than pride, envy, jealousness, greed.
Come on now,
anger.
And
for sure. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm not pointing no fingers fingers.
No,
because when I'm talking here too. Yeah. I'm always on construction. I'm always under construction. Yeah. It's okay over here because I'm always on construction. Okay, daily. So if I'm not always right or doing right, just know I'm under construction. Okay, always under construction.
And I won't say I hate to keep saying this, but here I go again. Your shirt says certified. Absolutely. Says mistakes made. Absolutely. Lessons learned.
That says it all, right? Yeah. That's why I wore it. And, you know, I appreciate you pointing that out, you know.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Lessons that I have learned through things that I've had to come up and do. Yeah. My mom was a single mother. You know, my father wasn't in my life. He was a war veteran. He was actually a POW in the Gulf War. He dealt with a lot of alcoholism, and you know, ultimately that was what took his life. But I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different because, you know, when I was growing up and I'd be doing the bad things that I was doing, my mother would always say, "Oh, you're going to be just like your dad." Man, I hated that so much. I hated that because I was like, "Dad, I ain't going to be nothing like that." Right. But ultimately, that was a kind of a driving point too, right? It was like, I don't want to be like that. Right. So I need to do something. So at an early age, like, I always had this drive to be great. Be great. Not just ordinary. Not just okay. Great. Like even in my work at being an electrician, Anytime Electric, shout out Anytime Electric. If anybody's on there, it's from Anytime Electric, shout out. You know, that's my job. I've been with them going on 10 years. Wow. You know, foundation, standing on purpose, standing on business, going to work. You hear me? My mama would get up and go to work for that state job 30-something years, and never one day did she ever complain about having to support me on her own, feed me, take me to football practice, put clothes on my back. She did that shit. So hear me out. Like, just be motivated to keep up, getting up in the morning and just pushing.
What's your motivation? What is that? That motivation, what is that?
Gosh, I guess, man, you're gonna pull it out of my heart because it's something deep down. Like, I wouldn't tell just anybody. So I'm gonna be real with y'all a little bit here. But what drives me the most is I don't want to be a failure. Ooh. Yeah. Simply that. Boom, bottom line. There ain't nothing more else to say about it. I can't be the one to fail. I got too many people counting on me. I can't stay down. I gotta get back up.
I love it.
See, I weathered the rain, I weathered the storm. Same storm, just different hurricane. When they say you can't, you show them that you can. For me, I got people counting on me. I can't stay down. I gotta get back up. See, I've weathered the rain, I've weathered the storm. Same storm, just different hurricane. And when they say you can't, you show them that you can.
Talking about
resilience. That's my song right there. Pray for me. You know what I'm saying? On all platforms, by the way.
Oh my God.
Let's get it.
Listen, I thought you was dropping bars on me just then. Were you dropping bars on me?
That's one of my songs you can hear on all platforms.
Oh my God.
Shout out to DJ Butch, County Boys.
I felt the bars. I felt that.
That's real. We all go through that same storm. It's just a little different hurricane. You know what I'm saying? We all going through storms.
Oh, I love it. Now, is there anything that you regret on this journey of music? Anything?
This music journey.
Yeah. On your creative journey as an artist.
Yeah, okay. I wish I would have taken it more serious sooner. I wish I wouldn't have just sat around and waited on like, oh, it'll happen one day. It'll happen one day. I wish I would have just been like, hey, I've got this opportunity. I'm pretty decent. People are saying I'm decent. I should like maybe go see about getting in a studio. Yeah. Well, I had so many friends around me that was in the studios, like Studio 360 and Busback and Sky Django and Roger McDowell. They were always in the studios. Yeah. I was, Zebulon Starling. We were in the studio. He was messing with beats on his. Shout out Queued Up. Like, he was putting me in the booth like when nobody else was. But I wish I'd have done that sooner. So like if I'd have plugged in 10 years before, really, where would this 10 years have been?
Wow.
So I just know I got to make sure that this next 10 years, though, is my greatest ones, though.
But that's a nugget, though. That's a nugget what you just said. I mean, like, you got to take it. You got to take it for what it is. Take it serious. Like, absolutely. Do your thing.
All the way. Like, head first. Yeah. You've got to dive in. And shout out another artist that I've seen grow through some platforms and promotions that I've been a part of. But Mia Snow, she was just saying the other day, you got to be willing as an artist to get out of your comfort zone. You got to be willing to go to cities and be in a place where you don't have the crowd.
Wow.
But you make them know you by the time you leave. They come up and they say, man, I tell you what, Bulletproof, you was spitting though.
Oh.
You was spitting.
Oh.
I respect it.
You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable for a little while.
That's right.
Yeah, I dig it.
And if you're a Christian, that's how the Christian walk is.
Come on now.
You better be okay with being uncomfortable because there's no slacking.
Exactly.
It's a narrow path.
The narrow path. Come on now. Oh my goodness. You are just, man. I'm loving this.
People that know me.
Nuggets right now, bro. I love it. What is important, or how important is it? How important is it? I asked you this earlier, but how important is it to show emotions in your creativity? Because like right now, man, I'm feeling what you're dropping, yo. Like, why is that important?
Well, how are you? Look at you. You feeling it, ain't you? Like you ain't never met me one day, and you knowing some things about me. That's some real shit here, you know.
For real.
And you're like, damn. When you leave this, you're gonna be like thinking, I'm like, damn. I know a lot about Bulletproof. I would have never even known, you know.
Never.
But emotions are so important because really, when it comes to music, I think emotions is how you catch everybody. Okay, sound, of course.
Yeah.
But the emotion behind the sound will draw me in. If this stage is popping, boom, 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 they got something going on. But this stage over here, for some reason, that artist is really like just giving it. Yeah. I'm going to be like, what is going on over here?
Let me go over here.
Even though this might be good and all, but because he's putting his emotions and his heart into it, his music's just going to be on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important with emotions. Very important.
What's your favorite pastime? Aside from music and anything else outside of being creative, what do you like to do?
My woman Katie would be able to answer this in a heartbeat.
Katie should have been here. Next time, bring Katie. Bring Katie next time.
Wheel her up in here.
Yes, that's fine.
Hot rod style.
Ooh.
It would have to be watching Sports Center and ESPN.
Okay.
I am a sports lover, and no, I don't bet on sports, but I probably should because I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
Go Pacers, by the way.
Look at him.
Go Pacers.
Now, how important is, internalizing situations, whatever the situation is, before actually responding to a situation?
Oh, you're speaking to me there too, because I think with experience and years on me now, I can actually be able to say, be able to step back, take a breath without saying something the wrong way. But I can't say that when I was younger I was able to do such. I mean, that's why I got in a lot of fights and stuff, because I wasn't that one that was going to back down. I didn't want to be that, like I said, somebody look at me some type of way. So I was just always
hothead. Now
I was. So but that was something else that through this path and this foundation of having God in my life, that kind of taught me some things too. And that was over the years, just trying to not be so quick to to get angry with somebody or respond or react, because here again, same storm, different hurricanes. You don't realize what people are going through. What? If you really start talking to people, even at your own job, you start finding out they got family members that they got up in their house, living up in their bedrooms, they sleeping on the damn couch. They're taking care of other people's kids. Ain't even married to the lady, taking care of their kids and being there for them, being supportive.
You just know.
But you don't know what they're going through. And so when they are they're going through something and it's a tough time, if they're on edge. If they're on edge,
and if you're on edge, then you're on edge,
and neither one of y'all are going to even come out of that situation. It's going to be nothing but bad. So if you could just take a breath and maybe step back and maybe even think oh man, this guy might be going through something, or this woman might be going through something. It's
consideration. You're taking into consideration whatever it is.
Very important. I think
you have to.
Very important.
Now, Bulletproof, how important is hometown support to you?
Well, I feel any artist would love to have their hometown support. I think that's really crucial for an artist to feel that.
Absolutely.
It solidifies something for an artist to say, my hometown got my back. I'm pretty sure T-Pain feels really, really good about that. You hear me? That Tallahassee got his back, showed him love, signs on roads for him, and pretty much pulled out the red carpet for the man. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, like, that's real though. Like, if you can do that for your city, like Big X Plug is doing for Texas, and you got the boys from Georgia. You got plenty of ATL boys out there putting on for their city. I mean, there's so many out there. It's hard to even name a single one. But you got your individual people putting down for their cities, and their cities love them. But here's another thing. I hear from other artists when I'm out and about that not always do you have your hometown support. That sometimes
that's why I asked.
Artists end up blowing up outside of their city before they ever blow up in theirs. And it's crazy because don't get me wrong, I
don't understand.
Not everybody's a follower. I don't want to say they're followers. But I will say this. If a majority of the people are following in one direction, you're going to pick up other people that are going to just start following along. So that's kind of how that works, and then eventually your hometown will come around. Usually,
it's crazy, but it should be initially, not eventually.
Initially, right? But 850, what's up? Y'all know y'all show your boy Bulletproof love.
Stand up.
Y'all stop playing.
Now, how important is health and wellness to you as an artist? I mean, let's just say not even an artist, just human. Really. I asked because all the promotion of the drugs and alcohol and, promiscuity in the music industry. How do you feel? What do you feel about health and wellness as an artist?
So I want to touch base on one thing, just get it out on the table. Marijuana. Okay. Marijuana. Yes, you're right. People can misuse it. People can do the wrong things with it. Just smoke a whole pound. I mean, why? I get it. You can do that. Yes. And there's nothing against it. Do your thing. But for me, I feel like, I've never been one that want to do things super excessive. And even if I did at times in my life, because I did dabble on things pretty excessively at times, predominantly cocaine and marijuana was pretty much my drug of choice. I didn't really venture off doing like the other stuff. Thank God kept me away from that. So many of my homeboys are ate up, brothers behind bars right now because the meth, man, it ate them up. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Methamphetamines ain't nothing to play with, man. Do not do methamphetamines. Do not.
Bulletproof.
It will take your life and flush it down the toilet. It will flush it down the toilet. But anyways, marijuana, I've always felt like if you do it like for certain purposes, it can serve a good purpose. I feel like you can't sit there and evilize marijuana. Why evilize alcohol? Because even alcohol was even referenced in the Bible. But it also says to do it.
They did talk about
it. Does say in moderation.
Okay,
so let's be real. Moderation. What do we want to think moderation would be? Moderation, I think, to me would say I am able to dabble a little, but don't get carried away. Don't get sloppy. Don't get where your integrity is questionable.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So just do a little bit socially. Enjoy the little little calming that it gives you. The medical purposes that it gives you, because it does give great medical purposes for a lot of people, including my woman Katie. It helps her. It helps her. So I mean, I'm all for it. So let's not be like, oh my God, he smokes marijuana. But to be very honest, like, I have a job too, and I respect my job. I respect my job, and I respect me as a performing artist.
Right.
So I do refrain to try to do those things as much as possible, because I do need to be in the right mind when I'm on the electrical job with my coworkers, depending on my work to be safe. And me not out there trying to hurt somebody, drop a tool on somebody's head or something like that. So let's be real. I would just say do your drugs in moderation. Do your thing, but don't get carried away. Don't allow it to snuff out your dreams and your ambitions, because what it will do is that it will. If you allow marijuana to get before your dreams and ambitions, it'll snuff it out. If you allow alcohol to become your front of your dreams and ambitions, it will snuff it out. If you do that with any other drug, let's just be real. It will snuff out your dreams and your ambitions. It will take them all away, flush them down the toilet.
I love that. Thank you.
So that's what I say about drugs in general, you know.
Okay.
Do your thing, but be careful with what you're doing out there. Know what you're doing.
Yeah. Now, excuse me. Ooh. What do you feel an artist's responsibility is when creating?
First and foremost, I mean, obviously, you know, an artist got to feel their music. I mean, I would say that's important, because if you don't even feel your own music, how in the world is anybody else going to really?
Right. How you going to get the message across if you ain't even feeling what you're
super important is yourself.
Right.
But with the confidence that you write, if you have that confidence, what you want to distill in your fans or your people that are watching you is you want them to see that confidence as well. You want them to see that you are able to, that, oh, he's the real deal. Like, he's not just kind of, he's not one of them flybys, you know. So you definitely want to put, you know, you're all into it, and you want to get your fans to relate or enjoy, or one of those type things. Enjoy, relate, be happy, glad, sad. Those emotions we talked about, you know.
Absolutely.
You've got to have them somehow intertwined with the emotion. Because once you capture their emotion, I mean, really, the rest is history, you know.
Right. So I don't know which guy it was on the live talking about one hit. What did he say?
One hitter quitter.
Yeah, one hit. Nah, ain't none of that. We here to stay, baby. Yeah, we here to stay.
Yeah. Now, that's an old bulletproof.
Right. Now, would you ever sell your masters? Like, would you ever sell?
If it came down to it, like for instance, I'm not going to be in this position, so it really doesn't refer to me. But if you were in a position, I feel like your family's needing it, like maybe you're, you know,
depends on the situation.
Like, it depends on the situation. Yeah, absolutely. If it can help and benefit your family and things like that, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, your music's your music. Ride it till the end. Ride it till the end, and stand on it. It's almost like stocks. You know, the only thing, if you're a confident artist, the only thing your stock can do is go up. Bulletproof put a stamp on that.
I love it. Now, explain truth and honesty. What does that mean to you?
Truth and honesty. What does that mean to me? I mean, just standing on business, standing on what you say, being accountable. You know, and I feel like that's some of my backbone. There it is again, my mom again. You know, just no matter what, go to work, do what you have to make them bills. And you might not have all the greater things like everybody else does, but you know what? You got food on the table, you got a roof over your head, and you got clothes on your back, and you live in a free country, and you're I mean, what more can you ask for? Stop being so daggum selfish and sensitive towards that. You know, you be thankful. Be thankful.
Wow.
So many things to be thankful for. Yeah. I get it. Don't get me wrong. There's so many things that we can complain about. And I've got a ton of them too. Who really wants to hear all that? Right. Let's talk about what we can do to uplift each other. Ooh. You know what? Yesterday, I did this and I achieved something I ain't never did before. Well, that's the way to go, my friend. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? You keep on pushing. You keep on striving. Hey, man, you too. You too. Bless you too. That's what we need. More of that encouragement. You know, not just like, hey, whatever. Right. Whatever.
Yeah. To me, that's a part of that paying it forward. Like, it's not necessarily money, money or like, things physically or anything like that. But that to me is a part of paying it forward.
Paying it forward to the fans that love and support you. I mean, going out there and shaking their daggum hand and being like, hey, I appreciate you showing up. Right. I appreciate you showing up. Yeah. I've had people come to my shows and be like, man, I came from out of town, man. I heard a friend of mine was going to, I was in town from out of town seeing a friend that said that it was your live show. We popped up. Man, I'm glad I popped up, or fans that came because of somebody else, and then they come to me and say, man, I'm so glad I got to meet you. Like, I'm gonna be following you. I'm gonna be following you on all your platforms and stuff. I support you, man. And I just keep telling them, pray for me, yeah, pray for my upcoming, not my downfalls.
Come on now. Yes, sir. Now, I don't know if you are familiar with this, but you might be. Word Up magazine.
Oh yeah.
XXL.
Yeah.
What are the source?
Yeah.
How did those impact you, or did they impact you as an artist?
So, I would have to say in this aspect very minimal, but I was more or less brought around that because of my brothers that I was hanging out with. You know what I'm saying? They had them around. They looked at that a lot, so I was looking at the same magazines with the upcoming artists and all the interviews and the biographies of all the artists, and I thought that was really cool, endeavoring in like their background too, kind of like what we're doing here. You know, that was the way they did it, kind of. You know, some years before. I would say that I'm not trying to give I'm not trying to slack on them, but it seems like they might have not necessarily are as big today as they were maybe 10 years ago as well, because of all the social media platforms and all the presentations that you get on different platforms. There you go. They're not like the main source anymore. But at the same time, you get on the cover of any of those, I mean, that's some pretty credited. That's pretty credited. Yeah, you have to say, you know, that's a pretty big deal.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to them, and shout out to them. You know, they do what they do. They've been doing it for years. So obviously, hey, if it's working, don't stop.
Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I heard. Now, how often are you in the studio?
So I have my own studio.
Okay.
I really wanted to take this thing serious. I said, you know, I'm going to stop being the middle guy. Going and seeking out. So now, like, if I want to record, I'll record on my own. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not the best when it comes to mixing and mastering just yet. Yeah. But I know the basic tools, and so because of that, I've been able to record on my own. Like when I'm feeling something, and I've got tons of that nobody will ever hear. But it's just the fact that I'm able to do it whenever I'm feeling like doing it.
Got to get it out. The outlet.
I've written country music. I've written country hip hop. Singing songs, Christian songs, just because if I'm in the moment and feeling it, I'm just gonna write it. I'm not gonna like limit myself to one thing.
Let me wait till I get in the studio.
But before I had my own studio, you know, you'd have to wait for like the weekends and stuff, or like late at night. You know, when everybody else was in the studio. You know, you come with $100 and you come with your flows, and you better come correct. You know, when I used to come to the studio, you know, there was about 40 people in there. We had 10 of them trying to get in the studio box. Yes, sir. And if you weren't bringing it and you wasn't able to get in there and get out, bro, you might get passed. Ooh. So, you know, it made you efficient when you came in there prepared. You know,
you got to come.
Absolutely.
Bring it.
Better bring it every time.
For sure. We're going to take a break right quick, y'all. It's Live Studio Vibes. We got BulletProof in the building. We got OTR in the building. We got a tribe in the building. Yeah. We'll be right back, y'all. Keep it locked in.
That's the way a nigga coming. 45 all on my side, cause mine's busting. I said it's straight out the gate. You niggas want that pressure already, willing to wait. You niggas late. Our patience don't want my publicity.
Now, BulletProof, what does your prep work look like when you're preparing for a project? Pick up the mic for me. But what does your prep work look like?
Prep work?
Like, how do you prepare?
Well, ultimately, when it comes to doing a song, the prep work behind it isn't necessarily instant, for sure. And it's not like I just have this whole song in my head that pops up. So usually, for me, Now I can write lyrics without a beat now, and I'll wake up. My woman will tell you, I'll wake up and write lyrics in the morning time, 8 o'clock a.m. right out of bed.
It's just, it's what's on you. It's what's in you.
It just hits it like that. And you know what? I might not even use it, right? Ooh. And then like a month later, somehow I end up like something in it I pull out of it or something. It's so crazy how that works. But ultimately, I like to get a beat. Let's just say verbally shout out to Ogun. Vasi Ogun on the beats. Shout out Roger McDowell on the beats. You know, shout out my boy Blims, Treasy. These people give me beats. They let me hear beats, right? They don't give them to me now. They ain't nothing for free. That's another thing about being an artist. You got to be willing to pay to play. You know what I'm saying? You got to invest in yourself. That's how it comes back. So
that part.
You can be a broke ass artist. I'm just saying, unless you really got a plug or you really that hit. You know
or unless you really just got them people behind you that just want to give you, you know. But you're right. You got to invest in yourself.
So ultimately, in the end, get the beat. and then you feel what that beat's kind of giving you. And like I said, I go off of my feelings a lot. So personally, if the song is good, I'm gonna almost know it instantly. Almost instantly. Yeah. And sometimes
me too.
Where like you can almost have.
Yeah.
You're gonna almost have where like the song just starts coming to you.
Yeah. So, it just comes. It just comes to you.
I start building on that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't even start with like the hook first. Sometimes it goes into the verse, or maybe sometimes it could be like a melody or harmony. Okay. So I'll build like a puzzle. Like I'll do it so piece by piece.
Yeah.
Sometimes the pieces will be a bigger piece for a puzzle, but sometimes they're little intricate pieces.
Right.
But ultimately, I start writing down ideas. I give myself kind of like a web of ideas, and I try to stay on those topics and on those things that I've written out to keep me on subject. Yeah. And I build on something that's going to be relative, and of course that people can, enjoy as well as being a real ass song.
Right. Now, at times, does being an artist interfere with your family life? Like, at home, but then you got to be in the studio, or you got to be on the road, or you got to be at a show, or
it does get hard. It does get hard at times. More than anything, it's the fact that I already work full-time job.
And then you grinding, bro.
To get to the studio.
Wow.
Get through this performance.
How do you balance that? How do you balance all that?
I definitely got to keep my calendar up to date. I use Google Calendar big time. Like, anytime even this, I jotted in and I needed to
Thank you.
Boom, boom.
Wow. Had it on your calendar. Right.
Or whatnot. So very important to jot those things out so you stay on point.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, which one of your favorite artists, or not even a favorite artist, which artist, let's just say, would you like to collaborate with? Local, big time, whatever.
Local? Real. There's... And that's no downplay on any other artist when I say this.
This is your vibe.
I've got some of my tribe.
Yeah.
All of them are hard artists. So I love rapping with them any day of the week. So just put that out there.
That's your tribe.
But if there was an artist that I have not collabed with yet in Tallahassee,
local,
I feel personally is one of the best artists here. Yeah. And I'm going to just put his name on out there. And you ain't got to give no shout outs to me or nothing, but credit's what I see, real. But it's all hell. Yeah. All hell Rail.
All hell Rail.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you go listen to his music.
All hell Rail.
And all hell Rail.
Okay.
It's got substance. It's got that, and Nario Dadon is another one.
Nario.
It's got a lot of substance. So I look up to those type guys here locally because I feel like they've got what it takes to really actually get to the spotlight. And here I'm an artist in the same town,
inspired by
the same thing though.
Right.
But I'm not trying to take their shine.
Of course.
I'd rather collab.
Yeah.
If I ever got that opportunity, that'd be great. So that's local artists. But ultimately, like in the game, like 3-6 Mafia.
Okay.
I just like the way
Juicy J.
Yeah,
DJ Paul.
They always turn up a plate.
Okay. I'm missing one name, but no disrespect. It is what it is. Yeah.
White too.
Okay.
Let's be real. Like probably one of the original OG white boys came out and put a stamp and rapped.
Little White.
Little White.
Okay. Little White.
So,
okay.
Shout out to him too.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, like, ultimately, because of where I'm at right now in my music today, Jelly Roll would definitely be one of my go-to. Like, it would be a dream come true to collab with somebody like that. Because not only does he have that hip hop background, but he also has the country and the rock sound. And all these, and he can he can write.
Yes.
Like, I feel like he is he is definitely someone that you can look at and say, you know what, that shows how you can be down.
The versatility.
And come and rise and be versatile and not just be held in a box as this type of artist forever.
Yeah. Now, see, me, you know, people might look at me and might like, she don't know nothing about no country music. And I don't know many country artists, but I love Faith Hill.
Okay.
I love me some Chris Stapleton.
Okay.
I love me some Bunny Ray. You know what I'm saying? Country. Now that's that old school country. You might not know nothing about that. You might not know nothing about that. Who are your favorite artists outside of the R&B hip hop industry or genre?
Yeah, so you know, I grew up on Garth Brooks.
Okay. Oh my God, yes.
This was like my go-to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you okay. I get it.
I like some Gary Allen.
Okay. Now that's old school. That's a little old school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew, you know, shout out to dadgum, why am I having a brain?
Now I heard you say Carrie Underwood a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood. Is that country or is that pop?
Like, I guess country pop. I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
That in that same category.
Country pop, you know.
It's kind of the same.
It's in between. Yeah.
With the artist that's got collabs with everybody right now. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Oh, it's a guy?
Yeah.
Country artist?
It's embarrassing.
That's okay. All right, we're gonna keep it moving though.
Keep it moving.
Real quick. Now, do you ever think you'd ever stop making music? Do you ever think you ever stop?
So personally, I made music in the first place for myself, just you know, listening to it to myself.
Yeah. But
ultimately, like, at this point in my life, like, it's always going to be a part of me one way or the other. Right. So I don't think that I would ever like put it down all the way. Yeah. I don't. I'm not going to say that there couldn't be a time where maybe I'd be more behind the scenes kind of thing. You know, because eventually, you know, maybe I might want to go into obviously BulletProof Productions is LLC. All right. And so I would eventually like to use that and maybe start doing scouting of my own for artists that are coming up that don't really have the platforms or don't maybe have the structure. And maybe be able to guide them or help them or maybe even lead them in a direction to get them propelled in the right direction. Yeah, right. So maybe if I could do that, give back, I would do that. But ultimately, song, music, artistry would always be a part somehow of my life from this point forward, for sure. So you probably would never stop doing music then. Not at all. Okay. Now, as far as social media goes, because it's everywhere, how do you feel about social media? How do you navigate through the negativity, because, you know, it's social media, remaining positive? Well, you know what they say, you know, after every storm, sunshine comes back out. Come on now. So I guess where there's so much negativity, there's gotta be some positivity, right? It's gotta be some positivity. What do you want to watch? Right. Let's be real. What do you want your children to watch? What are you wanting to put into your aura? Your energy, energy, right? Right, yeah. Would you want to invade your energy with negativity of any type? That's good. Yeah, that's good. Ultimately, it's just going to do nothing but suck your positive energy. So, yeah, social media. Be careful what you watch, but at the same time, take things with a grain of salt. Not everything that you see is real. That part. But if you're doing it for a living, I mean, you know, it's important to be catchy, and it's important to keep your fans engaged. Yeah. Do it, I think, safely. So super important today and age to have your fans like being one-on-one with you on live. Yeah. Or seeing the performances. It's more personal, I mean, in my opinion. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Now, what would you consider your best performance or a body of work at this point? All right, so I've had 3 competitions that I have won. I got first place, walked away as the winner. All right. One of them was for Vi Entertainment out of Quincy, Florida. Phi.
Okay.
Phi.
Oh, Phi.
Phi.
Oh, okay.
I did a show out in Quincy,
one time.
Florida.
Yeah.
Shout out to Phi Entertainment out of Mountain.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, get to it later. Going on tour with them.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun.
Okay.
But anyways, so I went out to Quincy, won a distribution deal with one of my singles, making money, and kind of got, one of the artists that won that night. So that was like pretty decent.
Okay.
Winning that. But then
now, what did you perform that night?
Well,
what did you
Making
perform
Money
that?
Was my single. That
okay, you said that. Okay, got it. Okay.
But I did give some nuggets that night. I gave a song called Just Hold On.
Dropped
which
them.
is not dropped on any profile platform.
Oh.
Yeah. And
dropped it on them.
Same OG. Shout out to Same OG. He's a million stream artist.
Wow.
Was like, dude, that song right there.
That's a local artist?
Same OG is here local.
Okay.
He's here local. He definitely performs.
Okay.
Entertainment here locally.
Okay.
Regular.
Yeah.
But he probably lives out of town. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where he's exactly.
That's cool.
But shout out to him, man. Every time I do performances with Fire Entertainment, he's there. Encouraging. And he's a pastor, by the way. I mean, so his music, touches the Christian world.
Ooh.
And he's streamed, like I said, over 1 million streams on some of his music. And it's been great being around people like that.
Yeah,
but,
inspirational, positivity.
So Fire Entertainment, Quincy, Florida was a big show. But then I went to Jacksonville.
Okay.
Me and the lady went over there because she's got to go to the hospital over there at Shands. So we went over there. I was like, you know what? I'm just kind of curious if there's any shows around here.
See what it's looking like. What we doing?
So there wasn't any exactly where Shands was.
Yeah.
About 40 minutes outside of town there.
Yeah.
Duval County, Jacksonville. There was a show called the Duval Spring Fest. And you could sign up as an artist for, a certain amount of money. So I signed up. I just was going to go do it for fun, I was just going to get the exposure. I just wanted to vibe, whatever.
He's just doing it just because. And he won.
Yeah, I walked out there and won. I couldn't believe it. And
look at this.
That was probably like one of the bigger highs at that time. Like I was like, what?
Because you weren't expecting it.
Like I was, I'm not even local, the local artists. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was huge.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Des Nato out there, Duval Spring Fest. He does a big thing out there. He is a big promoter out there in Jacksonville. So shout out to Des Nato.
Shout out to Des Nato.
Absolutely.
All right.
And
we're gonna go ahead.
Last but not least.
Go ahead.
Last but not least. I went to Atlanta. Well, I did a show here at Sharky's.
I know Sharky's. Yeah.
And it was for a Moss Fest for B-Moss. And we had quite a few artists show up that night. I ended up walking away as one of the 2 artists to represent Tallahassee.
Okay, look at this.
In Atlanta, Georgia. So I went to Atlanta.
Wait, right.
Yeah.
In Tallahassee? Wait,
I was
in Atlanta?
I was at Sharky's and won as the top 2 to represent Tallahassee.
Yeah.
To go.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Atlanta because I was one of the 2
artists.
So I was perform for free,
Finalist.
There was like 300 artists at this thing. It was a 3-day event. So I only performed on one of the days. So ultimately I didn't get to see every performance.
Yeah.
Okay? And there was 2 different places they were performing. And then there's the Hookah Lounge. And then over here at the Knockouts, they were doing a performing too. So it's like you had both these clubs going back and forth.
Right.
I performed at both. But ultimately, I did the Atlantic stage. That's what I chose to be on, was the Atlantic stage. You had different stages. It was like 5 of them.
Okay.
I picked the Atlantic stage. Yeah. And in front of Shauna James, which was the A&R and is today for Atlantic Records.
You won.
Chose BulletProof.
Ooh,
I walked away.
Look at that. Look at y'all can't listen. You can't tell me Tallahassee ain't breeding some geniuses around here, y'all. Y'all gotta stop. We're gonna take a break right quick, y'all. It's Live Studio Vibes. We got BulletProof in the building, OTR in the building, Tribe in the building. We'll be right back, y'all.
Stack it up till I need a Swiss bank. 20 ounce, 100 over, single shots, circle back. I'ma make sure that y'all remember me. 2, 2, 3s, locked and loaded, just in case they need some company. People said I got you, send them down to 850. I say, bet, let me check and pick up one to the company. He said, yeah, I hit the best, and yeah, we got 50. Yeah, we hit on from our range like $10. Hit on from the 3, we
walk down on enemies, so they will be.
Bulletproof. Who would you consider your favorite top 5 artists? R&B, hip hop, male, female, don't matter really.
Well, all time is definitely probably a little different from now.
Okay.
So all time.
Let's say currently.
Yeah.
Let's say currently.
Okay. Well, currently, I would have to say like top 5 would have to be like Ritz.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle would be in there.
Okay.
Tech 9 would be in there. Jelly Roll. Okay. And I mean Jelly Roll with like back when he was rapping with Lil White.
Okay.
Yeah, like back when he was really don't get me wrong, his music's good. I mean, I like his other music too. Yeah, but as a hip hop artist, as a rapper, and then let's say I'd have to say.
Isn't there one more?
I think it's 2 more.
2 more?
But yeah, I would have to
2 more.
I would have to say Boosie and T.I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what's next for you? Tell the people what you're working on. What is next for Bulletproof?
Yeah, it's a whole lot, and I'm thankful to actually be able to say that. You know, that's a blessing in itself.
For sure.
So I've been working obviously on some music that hopefully I could be getting an album worked out. Maybe hopefully by the end of the year, maybe next year. Like I don't want to rush anything.
Take your time.
I've been working on that, so that's been really nice though, knowing that I am working on that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, an artist that's putting out their first album, that's exciting.
This is going to be your first album.
That's like a person having a baby, right?
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, so
make sure
I've dropped a lot of singles, but obviously this is super important to me, so that's awesome. Also, you know, I've got some mixtape collaborations that are going to be coming up. Literally, they're Jack beats. Obviously, they're not mine, but we did some recordings. I have a collab artist on some of these tracks. I'm not going to disclose the name just yet.
Not gonna spill the tea.
Yeah. But that's going to be a great project that we put together. It's going to be good. And then, of course, I've got some new music that will be dropping as singles going forward. Okay. But ultimately, I'm going to be going on tour. Oh. Yeah, so it's the first time I've ever went on like a city to city type tour thing.
Are you excited?
That's super exciting. Yeah. I mean, I guess every artist should have to go on tour eventually, right? Yeah. So it's just might as well start now. So I'm really excited about that. I get me out to some cities that hasn't heard my music. Maybe I can meet some fans and meet some new people, new followers, and collab and create. And maybe you never know, one of the artists that are out there be like, let me collab, and then we get some state to state type collaborations going on. You know, that's what I'm about. So hopefully that happens out of that. So that's coming up June 21st. By the way,
June 21st,
you can be at Orange Avenue at the Signature Lounge.
Okay. All
right, that's going to be up and coming artist tour.
June 21st,
and that's going to be
Signature Lounge, y'all.
I'm going to be a part of that tour. There is going to be other acts, of course, other artists as well. There is going to be singing. There's going to be poetry, spoken words. There's going to be rap. You know, so it's going to be an all around show. Come have a good time. You can get tickets online through Everbright. The link is up. You can get tickets online. $5 cheaper, of course, than you would. Yeah, on Everbright.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The link should be on my profile, which is you can find me under Bruce Hogan under Facebook, and then on IG you can find me under Bulletproof Limitless. But all that goes back to my artist page, which is Bulletproof, which, you know, obviously you can find all that information on there as well. If you need it, you can DM me and I'll give you the information as well. But that's going to be the first stop from the tour, so I'm super excited about that. Super excited about the artist that's going to be there. There's going to be artists from out of Atlanta, I mean out of state coming in to perform.
In Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah, Tallahassee, Florida.
Sleeping on Florida, man.
I'm trying to tell you, the artistry around here is definitely growing. I have a feel that there's this buzz in the air about Tallahassee artists. You know what I'm saying? Boston Richie. You know, you got Lou Tyler. You got these people that are blowing up from here, and it's finally putting a little recognition on T-Town Tallahassee. You know, so you better put some respect on the name. But so that's going to be really good. I'm excited about that. But one more thing I want to touch on that I've got going right now. Go ahead. Is I got an opportunity to get in the studio with a Grammy Award nominee artist. Okay. His name is Chuck Shea. Shout out to Chuck Shea giving me the opportunity. Shout out to Chris Godwin for giving me the opportunity. They came to me and asked me, did I want this opportunity? Wow. They didn't give me nothing. They came to me and asked me, did I want to do this?
But you had already
and I was already ready on the table. You dang right. And I didn't. I jumped on it.
Yeah.
So I've been in the studio one time. We got to meet each other.
How was that?
We clicked instantly. It was really crazy how we both were just so infatuated with each other's story that we were just so intertwined and talking. We almost forgot about music for a little bit.
But, we kind of just.
But hold on. Why are we here? Okay, all right. Go ahead and play that damn music. But once I heard the idea, because he has been a part of a band that people might know called Big Dismal. Shout out to Big Dismal Band. They are a Christian rock band. All right. So they've been on tour. They've had #1 Christian rock songs on the charts. Okay. They've won numerous awards for upcoming artists, band.
Big Dismal.
All right. But Chuck Shea's a part of that, and he collabed with me with a little something different than just straight hip hop. You know, don't get me wrong. It's gonna have a rap vibe with a little bit of the rock vibe, with a little country vibe. It's gonna be it's gonna be something, and so I'm gonna have you hanging on by a noose, until that time comes. But I will say this, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to work with him. Who can actually say as an artist that they're actually working with a Grammy nominated artist, period, in any kind of music?
Yeah, any genre.
Yeah, any genre. I'm very eager for that opportunity. And like I told him, like Eminem, it comes to me in my head is you only get one shot. Do not miss the chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So who would you be as an artist to be like, nah, I'm good? Because then you'd end up being like that artist that got, that pop song that Nicki Minaj blew up on, Starship. That was presented to another artist, a big time artist, somebody everybody knew. And that artist said that they wanted something different. Move on. As soon as Nicki Minaj heard it, she went straight to the studio, literally within 24 hours, and recorded that track. You hear me?
Yeah.
She felt that passionate about it. And what happened? So
it blew up.
You take your opportunities, and it's not always like hip hop.
What you think it's gonna be?
What you might think it is. I don't want to put it in a category. Yeah, that was good.
Right.
You don't. It don't always go the way you think it is going to go. Yeah. And that's where creativity is so great, because so many genres are all intertwined and mingled anyway. Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's the best thing about music, is that when it comes to music, when we're listening to music, we're not thinking of anything else but music. Yeah, and music brings everybody together. It's universal. And that's the greatest thing about music.
It's universal. Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Now, tell the Vibe fam where they can find you at. Where can we find Bulletproof?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me. Obviously, it is my legal name. That is Bruce Hogan. Okay. That's on my Facebook. That's my predominant page right this minute. But I also have an IG, which is Bulletproof Limitless. That's just like it's spelled, Bulletproof Limitless. BULLETPROOF LIMITLESS. So you can find me on that. You can go to YouTube. You can find me at Bulletproof 1 on YouTube.
Bulletproof 1?
Bulletproof 1, no spaces.
On YouTube.
1, the number.
The number, right.
1.
The number 1.
You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, all those under that. SoundCloud, you can find me under Bulletproof 1. Reverb Nation, you can find me under Bulletproof 1. And if you go back to Reverb, the reverb, you'll hear music that I did when like I was first starting out. So you can actually see some of my growth.
The growth, right?
Absolutely,
growth,
from then to now.
Yeah.
So that's exciting too. If you ever want to yeah, just plugging in, just staying working.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go into a flash round right quick. Okay. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. You gonna tell me if it's A or B. Whatever it is you choose. A or B, you know, that's gonna be your answer.
Okay.
Alright. Kool-Aid.
Red.
I didn't even ask. Grape or red? He already said red, y'all.
He was gonna hit me with the 2 OGs.
Boom. Grape or red?
If it wasn't red, I was gonna say grape.
It's red for bulletproof, y'all.
Yeah, you already know.
Okay, liquor. I don't know if you drink, but if you are drinking, white or dark?
Definitely white. Dark gets me a little crazy.
Ooh,
but
don't stay with the white.
The only dark I do like some rums, and I do like some whiskeys that are dark. Smooth. Yeah, as long as they're smooth, I'm cool with it. But for the most part, I like to do vodka, tequila, white. Then I'll have a good time. You'll have a trip out of me, that's for sure. Okay. Have me on a whole another level.
Okay. Cigarillos, backwoods, which one?
Nah, sorry. No, I don't do the backwoods, but I'll do like White Owls. I'll do the Leafs. I'll do Swissers. Man, I grew up on the Philly Titans. Come on.
Philly,
you know, when the colored tubes.
Come on. Yeah.
We was breaking them bitches down and putting our half a blunt back in that bit with a sealed top.
Right.
Your mama wouldn't smell that shit when you came through the house. But yeah.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that. All right. Religious or spiritual?
Spiritual, definitely.
All right.
You know, religious that's another thing, keeping you in a box. You know, like I'm always talking about, I don't like being in boxes. I think religion is a box. Spirituality is something that you feel, and it's universal.
All right. Winter, spring, summer, or fall?
Well, you already know down here, for me, it's the springtime, because you still get a little bit of the fall with a little bit of the summer. Like the winter and the summer still kind of mixes in, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I like it then, because springtime, you know, everything gets to popping again, you know what I mean? All the flowers, plants, you know, it's kind of like time for everything to start popping in springtime.
Yeah. Blooming. You see the colors coming back to you. Coffee or tea?
Both. Sweet tea too, by the way. Don't give me no unsweet tea. Oh hell no. But, and I like my coffee no sugar. I just like cream.
Okay,
yeah,
you want to taste the coffee?
Yeah, I like a smooth coffee, but I still want to taste my coffee. Exactly. I don't want it to be like all sugary. You already get enough in that with the creamer. You know what I mean?
Right. I love it. Yeah. Dunks or tatas? If you following me, dunks or tatas?
I would have to say definitely. You can't beat a good donk. I mean, if you got the donk going on, I think you'll turn everybody's heads. That's number one. But obviously, the other ain't bad to have too.
Okay, all right. Movie night or movie theater?
Definitely movie night. You know that old Netflix and chill, girl. You know what I'm saying? Come over to the house. We just Netflix and chill. You already know what happens when we Netflix and chill. Ain't nobody finishing no movie.
Listen, I don't know. I'm gonna finish
maybe we do. Okay, maybe we do. Let's keep it. Let's censor. We'll keep it. You know, we'll be watching the whole movie, eating popcorn in between us.
He lied. He lied. Large crowds or intimate settings?
So that's kind of like a two-edged sword for me, because I do like crowds too.
Okay.
I like popping out, like everybody popping out, like for a birthday or like a homecoming or something. Everybody's like in that right vibe mentality, like everybody having a good time. Man, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Definitely like smoke sesh places, like where you're able to go and hang out with people, like at the hookah lounge or something. Like I'm kind of with that. But at the same time, you know, I'm not against going to the river or the creek by myself, jumping in, you know, filling the, you know, cold water, or going out to the woods and just sitting out there, you know what I'm saying, with your gun ready or something, come looking crazy.
So it just depends. It just depends.
Yeah, so it just depends, really. I think both.
Okay. R&B or hip hop?
definitely hip hop fan, but shout out to R&B too, because I mean it's smooth if you got a voice like that, and you can and you know, the first person that comes to my mind actually right here local too is Omni. Omni. I've always felt like he was a very good R&B artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I have to give him credit because it's a talent that's not everybody has that talent. Not everybody can take notes and bend them, and you know. So shout out to the R&B guys, but I'm definitely a hip hop guy.
All right, famous or anonymously wealthy?
I'm always would be the anonymously wealthy. I don't even know if I ever did get big, if I wasn't on TV, you wouldn't even know it. You know? Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'd probably have an old car, you know what I'm saying, like an old Viper or something. I'd have a nice car, but it would be I'd probably have like a Chevelle, you know, or something or a Nova, or you know, a Charger or something. Okay. I'd be driving on a Trans Am
or a new Charger.
Definitely old, like, you know, Fast and the Furious. Like, I pull up to the red light, you look over, don't even try me. I'm finna hit the button, and I'm finna hit the gas, and then that's gone. Nothing but gripping, baby.
All right, I love it. Home cooked or fast food?
All day. Come on, we from the South. You know, mama's home cooking. Ain't nothing like it. Grandma's home cooking.
Yeah, I gotta ask.
I mean, that's fine. But I would pick that all day. I don't even give a dang if it was spaghetti.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh, you talking to the big hungry in me now, boy. I'd have to say, like, some of my favorite meals would be like fried chicken, pizza, chicken wing. And you hear that's that fat boy in me. Oh, y'all, boy. Hey, look, I'm trying to watch my figure. So here, let me cut back. So, I like cabbage, broccoli. I like cauliflower. I like cauliflower wings.
Listen, buffalo cauliflower.
Hey, cauliflower wings is good now.
For real, exactly.
Yeah,
stop
you gotta stop playing. And you know, I like my fish. Ooh, and I ate some snapper. Shout out to my dog Chris. Yeah, he threw me some snapper the other day, and I was oh my gosh, that fish was so good.
Well, how was it cooked?
So I did it two different ways. So he gave it to me straight raw, and he seasoned it up for me. He insisted that he seasoned it for me. Okay. He's like, I'm gonna put this on there. I want you to go home. I want you to do it this way. So the first way he told me to do it, stick it in the pan, put the butter on it. Don't be shy.
Okay. So be generous with the butter.
Yeah, don't be shy. So I put it in the pan, put the butter on it, let it do its thing. Fish was great, still good flavor. Everything was good. But the next time I did it, so I'm gonna do it a little different. So I stuck it in the toaster oven on a aluminum boat. Okay. All right. And I put the butter melts on the top of the fish, not just like in a pan, because it'd be around it, you know. Right. So instead, and I put it on top, and then so it cooked while on top of it at the same time. And I put this I like Grill Mate, you know, Grill Mate seasoning, and they got this butter garlic one. Yeah. I threw some of that on there. Oh my gosh. Me and the lady, we wish we'd have had more, because it was popping. What does the new generation say? It was busting.
It was busting. You know, the young folks, the YNs.
Young folks.
All right. Now, love or loyalty?
Loyalty all day.
Loyalty all day.
Love. Right. I feel like love is so many things universal, but you know, loyalty is rare.
All right. Now, is there anything else you want to share with the people, the Vibe fam? Anything else you want to share? Let us know. Dropping some nuggets on the Vibe fam.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can always stand on my soapbox, you know what I mean? But ultimately, I have to just give credit to people that have paved the way for me, that have showed love to me, have given me opportunities, you know, and if I don't say your name, please don't be mad at me, but I have to give shout outs to these people, because like I said, they were big influences in my life, one way or the other. So shout out to the Tribe. You know, that was the first group, collaboration type group I've ever been along with, besides my boy Queued Up and Big Frank and all of us in the studio, which we used to call the Pantry. So shout out to my boy Queued Up. Yeah. Shout out to Big Frank. Shout out to Infrared Beam. Yeah. Shout out to my dogs, Roger McDowell with Roger Dat. Shout out Sky Jenga and them boys. They always pushed me as well when I was younger, you know, to kind of do my thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to, like I said, the tribe. Don't let me mistake some of their names. You know, Abasi Ogun, you got Big O, Booby Blaze, Black Star Official. They're my brothers, you know. They took me under their wing. We all kind of collabed together and made magic. And I mean, we've got stuff that hasn't even been released. Who knows if it ever will, but at the same time, we've got stuff that's
those gems.
It's there, you know what I mean? Like, and so much talent there.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dog Zebulon for always showing love in the studio when I didn't have in the very beginning and hooking me up with beats and stuff like that. And through the years, then I've recorded with some of the coolest, most vibest, awesome people. Shout out to Bravo, you know, a local engineer here, artist as well. He's always showed me love from day one. I remember back when him and Little 850 was rapping, I used to go over to their house parties when they used to throw video shoots and stuff at their apartments.
Wow.
And Bravo was like, hey, bro, I know you know a lot of people, man. Why don't you tell all of them post up at this apartment party we're going to have? Man, I brought like 12 deep, bro. Bravo was like, bro, you came through, cuz. Like, shout out to him. Always showing love. He's produced a good couple of my tracks, by the way. Shout out to Big Chop right here, you know, Greg. I mean, he's, from the moment that I met him, he was a solid foundation. He knows what he wants from an artist. He brings it out of him. And you know, he knows what he's trying to hear. He's done some great work with me in the studio and across the computer. I have sent him stems and stuff that I'm working on, and him be able to take that and work with it. You hear me? So that's a super great talent, you know. So shout out to Chop, for that, and then also put me on here, giving me this opportunity, this platform. So shout out to him on that.
Well, and then thank you for being here.
Absolutely. And then, you know, shout out DJ Butch. I mean, you know, like, he's always showed me love. He's always been kind of one of the artists here in Tallahassee, kind of behind the scenes, but knew kind of everybody because he made beats and stuff. But you know, with him and DJ Dap, you know, you'll hear him on the 102.3. Our time to get it. It's our time to shine. Liam kind of so that we stay up on the grind. Yeah, that's Butch. So
that's who I was talking about earlier.
So
that's who I was talking about.
So he's still showing love. He shows love to me too, you know, and he's a guy that's getting millions of views, and from right there in Sop Choppy, Florida. You get what I'm saying? Millions,
right here.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Millions. So making this a living. He's making this a living. He don't work. This is what he does for a living. So shout out to him, because I definitely he's a role model, man. He does good for the community. I could just keep going on about that guy. He's a generally a good dude. Everybody knows DJ Butch. They know. Yeah, he's a generally a good dude. And let's see. Obviously, being in the studio. Let's see who else I recorded with. Some really good friends like Moti.
I don't want to cut you off. Re-up?
Yeah, they were some boys that used to Vega.
Okay.
You know, I knew all them boys. They kind of took me in at one time too. I rapped in their studio a little bit. Yeah. So ultimately, like, I have to give shout outs to all of them, you know, because they definitely helped pave the way for me to be an artist. And shout out to my old Bob Miller crew, Bobby Edwards. He's probably locked up. And, my dog Chad, Pimp T, you know, all of us. We
and the list goes on.
It just keeps going on. Yeah. So shout out to all of them. If I forgot your name or I didn't mention it,
it's,
you know,
all love.
It's all love. You're there, you know, and you paved the way for Bulletproof to be where he is today. So shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all very much for the love and support that y'all give me, because without y'all, obviously, who is Bulletproof? He's just a name.
All right. We're going to take a break right quick, y'all. It's Live Studio Vibes. We'll be right back. We got Bulletproof in the building, Chop in the building. We got OTI in the building. Now, Bulletproof, I know we just gave like a ton of shout outs, but is there anything else, anybody else you want to share with the Vibe fam?
Absolutely. You know, it's crazy. You know, sometimes like on the spot, you don't always think about all the people you need to shout out or say something about. But like there was a couple other people like Desnado that I shouted out earlier, and B Moss for Moss Fest. Shout out to them for always putting a platform on for me and allowing me to perform on their platform.
Now, Bulletproof, we just went through a whole plethora of inspirations and shout outs and, you know, all that good stuff. But is there anybody else that you want to, you know, show some love to?
I'm glad you're kind of touching back on that topic, because there are some other people, like I said, I wanted to show love to, which is like B Moss with Moss Fest Entertainment. They always put a good promotion on. They always allow me to be a part of their promotions and perform.
Out of ATL.
Out of Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to them if you want to get a part of that. They're always giving away tours. They're always doing showcases. Real OGs in the game. They got great connections. Shout out to them. Shout out to Nino from out there with Mr. Presidential. Both of them out there do their shows out there as well. Shout out to them. It's with Rap Analytics. That's who is their company, is Rap Analytics. That's Nino and Mr. Presidential. They throw on a good vibe out there as well. Shout out to them. They always allow me to be on their platform as well. So shout out to them. You know, shout out to the ones that hold me down, support me. You know, my co-partners at work. Definitely my family and friends that are close to me. Appreciate them. Adam Allen from Phi Entertainment. Shout out to him. You know, he's always allowed me to be a part of his platform and put me on as well. So that I got to show love, and I appreciate that. But ultimately, you know, all the people that help me with beats, help this music thing thrive, come to my shows. Story Fortner, great friend of mine. These people are the reason that I keep going, is because they keep motivating me, pushing me, and they keep telling me, like, do your thing, keep pushing, don't let off.
Supporting you.
So I definitely want to just shout out to them, you know, my fans and the friends and family that I have. Shout out to y'all.
Now, is there any? I see you got merch. We got the Bulletproof merch. What we got going on here?
I'm actually trying to link up with. This is,
you know, I like to go.
Yeah, this is made from Flauta King. I got this merch from Flauta King. He helped come up with this gold design. The Bulletproof symbol is mine and the Bulletproof name, but he and I come up with this gold look. You know, obviously gold is top of the line, right? So top of the line everything.
What we got on the sleeve over there? I see a little gold flaking on the sleeve on the merch
so
right there.
So that just gives you a little Bulletproof on the sign as well.
Hey,
And then on the back, you know, of course, you'll have the little logo on the back.
Got it.
I have that. I have some other ones I didn't necessarily get to bring today. But that have different styles. Kind of with the logos. I have some that have different colors, kaleidoscopes. I got the original OG, which is the red, black, and gray. But I'm trying to get it where you can get hats, shirts, bracelets, cups, mugs.
I mean, all in.
The whole nine. And what you can do is go on the website and customize whatever you would like to have, and it'll be sent straight to you, personalized from me to you. And also you'll get my signature in that time too. So, you know, when this webpage is coming soon, so stay tuned. I'm just trying to work out the kinks, but once this happens, you know, you'll be able to go to this page and get as much Bulletproof merch as you want, you know, and so it's really exciting to get that going.
We know what time it is. Now we did this once before. We did this a few minutes ago, but I just want to ask you one last time. Is it anybody else or anything else you want to show with the Vibe fam?
Well, personally, you can go and check out my latest single. It's out on all platforms. My Struggle kind of tells you a little bit about how I think, you know, we all go through struggles, all kind of a little different. But at the same time, at the end of the day, we need to know that those struggles actually is what's made us stronger. It actually helped us overcome. And then when you get out to the other side, you realize, like, I made it through, you know what I mean? So go stream that, go run them numbers up, show me some love.
Run it up.
like I said, you can find me on Facebook under Bruce Hogan. You can find my artist page on Facebook under Bulletproof. You can find my IG is Bulletproof Limitless. You can find me on all music platforms: YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, all under Bulletproof 1. That's Bulletproof with the number 1, no spaces.
All right. Where can we find this merch?
So this merch here is brand new. Right now, if you do want some, if you want to just try to find me and DM me, I can get you sizes and everything made up.
Right.
And I have some other styles I can show you as well. And that's how I can network right this moment. Sorry that's kind of an inconvenience. I am trying to work on that. But yeah, hit me up. If y'all want some of these shirts, I would be more than welcome to get some printed up. Let's get you some merch. Come out to the show June 21st for the Up and Coming Artist Tour. I will be a part of June 21st at 242 Orange Avenue. That is the Signature Lounge. It's the old G spot. You know, back in the day, everybody used to go to the Boom Boom Room.
Boom Boom.
So
yes,
let's
sir.
not play like y'all don't know where I'm talking about.
Come on now.
So y'all come out, vibe, come see all the different artists, all the different acts.
Yeah.
And obviously come see your boy Bulletproof. Show love. Tell me that you saw me on this podcast.
Yeah.
Tell me you heard some of my music, you feeling me or you not. Hey, either way, hey, love is love, man. If you like it, cool. If you don't, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all love.
Yeah. And that's my Vybz. It's his live studio vibe. Yes, sir. I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight or today, wherever you might be at this point in time. We thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, y'all, to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you like the video, you already know what I'm going to say. Like the video. You know what I'm saying? Like the video. Don't forget to comment, y'all. Turn on that notification bell so you will not miss another episode or any episode. We would greatly appreciate that. Y'all, like again, I said it's the second season. We are so grateful, humble, and blessed. We thank you so much for sticking in with us, riding with us, vibing with us. Absolutely appreciate it. Much love, y'all. Now, if you are interested in something or you want to know something that we didn't ask Bulletproof, let us know down in the comments, y'all. Let us know in the comments. We're going to link up. Matter of fact, we are already linked up. If it's something you want to know that we didn't ask, drop it down in the comments. We'll get that answer for you. We'll get that answer for you. Now, also, y'all, join us for the next live Studio Vibes episode. I'm your girl, Rissa B. We got Chop in the building. We got OTR in the building. We got the Tribe in the building. We got Bulletproof in the building today, y'all.
Bulletproof.
Thank you so much for joining us, y'all. It's love. We out. Live Studio Vibes, y'all.